Now, today I'm going to talk about the rules of the sadhana. The first and the foremost important thing of the rules of the sadhana is what is the aim of your life. There are four aims in life, which is artha, kama, moksha, dharma. Now, people ask the four purushartha, which is classified in the scripture. Artha talks about money, and kama talks about relationship, dharma talks about doing social service across, and jnana talks about reaching God and enlightenment and all that thing. So the problem with doing the sadhana is this four purushartha. Now many people want to do the sadhana for spirituality across, and they would like to go into the spiritual sense across. Which is very good, and many people try, and many people ask me the question, will I get enlightened, will I get moksha, will this be the last birth in my life across? Now this is a very very valuable question, because at least the mind in the old age is focused towards God, spirituality, the subtle things of life across. But the problem is you can enhance the sadhana by becoming very very clear about certain thing. First thing is, knowledge is power. So it is very important that you read about the different life stories of great people. These life stories of great people will inspire you. It does not really matter which tradition do you follow. You can follow the Sufism, you can follow the Nathpanthi, you can follow the Nath Parampara, or you can follow the Sadasiva Brahmendra. Try to read, because that will give you a lot of knowledge and idea. Most people do not read, they listen to the lectures, they don't read the original textbook. That is one of the main reason why people get cheated across into their life. The second one is, do not try to search for a single guru. There are many people who feel that if I reach a guru like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he will help me to get enlightened. If I try to reach a guru like that of Bhagavan Nityananda, I will get enlightened across. It is very true that if you find such a great soul, if you find such a great man of caliber who can lift your consciousness from the drossness of life, that is very great. But it is like a pearl, very difficult to find, very very difficult to even find out a person who will be like that, because many of the so-called Babas today use other people's energy, use their other people's name, use their other people's strength to develop their own self. They become multi-billionaires and they exploit everybody's wages and labor. So please understand that whenever you are going to an ashram or you are going to a place, there is nothing wrong in doing voluntary service, but do not believe because you do voluntary service you will get enlightened and your guru will take care of your journey. Far from it. Actually, there are many gurus who have to be taken care by the disciple across. Now I met one Swamiji and along with one of my friend, and he said he wanted a website across. So we told him that we cannot give you a website unless you pay for it. He got very angry and wild. He said, how can you take money from a sannyasi? You have to do it free. You expect me to pay for you. That is the kind of temerity or arrogance people have into their life. There are many Babas who have gone berserk and who have lost their marbles and who have done lot of sins, and their background is very very shady. It is not only Dera Sacha Sauda, you have to be careful with all these Babas. Now I read about one Christian pastor whom I was very admiring about. The shadiness by which he has operated really put me off. So the second thing is, be your own guru, be your own sadhak, apadipo bhava. That is the main point. The third important rule of the sadhana is to do daily practice. Whether you are doing homam, whether you are doing japa, whether you are doing puja, have the practice every day. That is very very important in day-to-day life. The problem with many people is they think listening to YouTube lecture or listening to some kind of lectures will help you to elevate consciousness. No, it is only the practice which will help you to become better and better. Nothing is more helpful than a daily practice across, because the daily practice, the antakarna will open up, the divine light energy will come up, it will cleanse your senses, and you will come into the next level of consciousness. So please understand that you have to do the mantra every day. Now mantra or any kind of dhyana, even if you are doing yoga, anything across, please be willing to do it every day. And the second thing is, the amount of time which can be spent for the sadhana has to be improved. You have to spend more than 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. Ideally, you should be able to do morning 4 hours, evening 4 hours of sadhana, which will be very, very helpful to you. There are Tibetan monks who don't go to sleep, who sit up and who tries to go to sleep across. They sleep only 4 to 5 hours into the life across. So please understand, you need to do sadhana 4 to 8 hours a day, which is very important. Of course, you have time for OTT platforms, for seeing notification or being with the social media, but please remember, all these things will go away, and death is something very permanent about you. The next important question you have to ask yourself is, if death comes today, what is it I am willing to let go in my life, or what is it the time I needed to get things done across? If death were to come today, within the next 7 days, what would you do into your daily life? Such is the focus which is being required across. Now, many people don't ask this simple question: when death comes into my life, what do I do it across? Now, this is another problem with many people, because remembering death, we will do the sadhana. And the fifth most important thing is, there will be karmic churning which will be happening, because when you do the mantra or the devata, it is very, very important to understand that the karmic churning will happen, and that will make you to change the people, situation, circumstances, idea, attitude, including the hairstyle. There will be a lot of changes which will be happening across. God will be pulling you towards more and more, which means you have to let go your duty, your responsibility, the ways of doing things in life across. That will be a main problem for many people, because they believe that nothing will change, everything will continue. Wrong. If the mantra is that of Chaitanya, or if it is awakened across, it will definitely make a huge impact into your life. Any sadhana which is live wire will shock you, rock you, and it will even mock you, telling about the human limitation across. So get yourself focused, get yourself understand that this karmic churning is bound to happen. The next thing is, don't do ugra mantras, don't do tantric mantras without having a proper guidance. We have put this class in the tantra sadhana, we have put this class in the mantra shastra across. Please go ahead and buy these 2 classes, not for my sake. I'm not selling the class for the class, because there is a huge misconception, there is a huge misunderstanding about the particular sadhana itself, how it should be done across. This is one of the main problem why these people have it in their day-to-day life. So please understand that you need a proper framework and understanding when you're doing the mantra. So it is better you buy the original textbooks, and there are not many textbooks are available in India, because there is a very small minuscule of people. For example, you can buy engineering books, whereas this kind of books, it will be very, very difficult to buy both online and offline across, because this will be very difficult to publish in that. So the fifth rule of sadhana, as I told you across, is to make sadhana the priority and allow the karmic churning to happen. And the sixth most important thing is, whenever you have a problem, take it as a part of the challenge of the sadhana. Every sadhak has to be like a woman. When a woman gets into the problem, they try to chant, they try to pray, they try to talk to God. So in the same manner across, you try to communicate with God and try to get the divine guidance and solve the problem. If you have a sick child, you have a difficult brother, or you have a difficult wife or a husband, or you are financially not okay, use that point as a sadhana. Sadhana and life are not different. Sadhana and life are just the same thing. Once you realize that, your practice will get deep, and in every kind of problem you will be able to manage across. The next most important thing is, pray for the world. For example, there has been a tsunami in Tango, so please pray for those people. Like that, there are many worldly places where a lot of people have a lot of pain and suffering which are immense, and which they find it very difficult to do it across. Now this particular way that we do pray for others, pray for the rains in certain places, pray for the tsunami to go away in certain places across. So this is the most important thing in your life across, which is very, very important. Now do not try to avoid it by not getting into the worldly problem. Get involved. If everything is okay in your family life, pray for the world. That is very important. Then teach meditation for others. The more you teach, the more you grow across as a person. And the other most important thing is do some physical activity which will be very, very helpful to you. If you are not able to sleep, sit down, take the mantra and do it across. You can combine 2-3 techniques across. It need not be a single technique across. The other important thing is to practice loving kindness. In the name of sadhana, don't try to bring in hatred, anger, kill and mind people. This is Vasudhaiva Kudumbam. Everybody is the body of God, and many people have ignorance across, and that is one of the main problem why there is a lot of suffering into the world. To overcome the suffering, all of us need to practice loving kindness. So loving kindness is more important than anything else in life across. So I request you that may you really do your sadhana, and may you get awakened with the sadhana. Thank you.